Getting a rise their way back in our video. This time around, 1997 year in review continues with WCW SuperBrawl 7 after the colossal fuck that was n.w.o sold out. They go back to the formula which made them successful in the first place. They go back to the Cruiserweights. They go back to the n.w.o. And this pay-per-view is a good show overall, but it's much like the other past WCW pay-per-views, where WCW guys get their asses whipped for the most part. Right now, you have Sting and Randy Savage both in the Raptors now. The Steiner brothers did not keep the tag team titles, as that would be overturned. So the Outsiders are the tag champs. Luger's hurt, so they have to face him in a handicap. They face Giants in a handicap match. Roddy Piper was stuck in Alcatraz, which was hilarious. And so we get Hogan and Piper again for the second time from Starrcade. So here we go. SuperBrawl 7. Let's start things off. We have Six defeating Dean Malenko in an awesome opening match to capture the Cruiserweight title. Six stole the Cruiserweight title from Dean Malenko. He stole the United States title from Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero would accidentally help Six inadvertently to win the Cruiserweight title, as Eddie and Six had a tug of war over the belt. Again, they had a better tug of war than Lesnar and Roman Reigns did. And accidentally smacks Malenko in the face, and Six gets a victory. A 7.5 out of 10. Great match. Next up, we have a 6-man tag team cruiserweight match. We have Conan, La Parka, Villanova 3, or 4 really, defeating Super Colos, Cicloplay, and Juventud Guerrera. I'm sorry, I am terrible with names. Now, this is a 6-man tag between the lesser-known cruiserweights. You know, La Parka was pretty popular, Conan was pretty popular, Uvi was pretty popular, but the others are kind of just there. This is a very fun, entertaining match. I highly recommend this match. Very fun, very exciting match. And again, it's a 7.5 out of 10. Very good stuff. Next up, we have Prince Iaukea, or Iakea. Iakea? Where the fuck? He sucked. Defending successfully the television championship against Rey Mysterio Jr. Prince Iaukea beats Rey Mysterio. Some reason. Because Lord Steven Regal comes down and interferes with Rey Mysterio and costs him the match. Other than that, this is a good match. This is actually Prince Iakea's best match, I think. A 6.5 out of 10. Good stuff here. Good stuff. Next up, Diamond Dallas Page defeats Buff Bagwell via disqualification as more n.w.o guys comes in. n.w.o guys comes in, gets the disqualification, and DDP Diamond cuts everybody and runs away. This is a good match. I thought Buff Bagwell, in my personal opinion, was super underrated. And, you know, Buff Bagwell is one of those superstars that I personally liked, but a lot of people disliked. I know a lot of people hated him, but I liked him. I like him a lot. A 6 out of 10. And this match basically ends up being just like the Scott Norton match. As the n.w.o comes in, Diamond cuts everybody and gets out. And then this time it ends in a disqualification. 6 out of 10. Next up, Eddie Guerrero defeats Chris Jericho for the United States Championship. Just like with the WWF, how I said it was so great to see the evolution of so many great wrestlers. Well, WCW had that too. You see the evolution. So they didn't have much better success than they do right here with the United States title and the Cruiserweight title. And yeah, they were just yeah, they were going feuding over the U.S. and the Cruiserweight and maybe the TV titles, and that would be that. Sure, sure, but we would see Eddie Guerrero become world champion. We would see Chris Jericho make a big splash, become a 9-time Intercontinental champion, a world champion, hold every single title underneath the sun that there ever existed. We would see Diamond Dallas Page, the evolution of him becoming a bigger and bigger main event, becoming a main event player by the end of '97. Actually, we would see guys like the Giant become even better in the ring, in my opinion. You know, we would see, and when I talk about him in September of '97, we would see this bald head guy, bald headed, goatee, with a tribal tattoo and black tights, spearing through everybody and rank up a record of 174-0 and become one of the biggest sensations in that company's history. We would see a lot of guys. This is why it's such a great year. But anyways, I got off topic. This is an awesome match. 8 out of 10 match of the night. Fantastic match. Eddie Guerrero retains and beats Chris Jericho. Next up, we have a six-man tag team. A triple threat tag team match. We have Public Enemy defeats Harlem Heat and the Faces of Fear, which is the Barbarian and Mang, in a decent match. 5 out of 10. Public Enemy gets the victory. And there's some nice, cool spots. Harlem Heat basically looked really good in this match. Then we get to our very first bad match. Really the only really shitty match on this card. Double J Jeff Jarrett defeats Mongo for a spot. Not my spot, not dog spot, not liver spot, not spotlight, not like a spot like on your dog. No, just another spot in the Four Horsemen. And they speculated, well, if Jarrett wins, would someone get booted out of the Horsemen? Or would it become the Five Horsemen? So anyways, Jeff Jarrett beats Mongo because Deborah turns her back on Mongo and where the fuck. And Jeff Jarrett smashes Mongo with a briefcase, not a guitar, to win this match. Couldn't draw a dime. Shit match, 2 out of 10. And Jeff Jarrett gets a spot, not dog spot, not liver spot, not spotlight, but a Four Horsemen spot. Next up, Chris Benoit defeats Kevin Sullivan in a good match. A very good match. You can see the hatred between these two. However, it's very uncomfortable to watch this match. But it's actually a lot more uncomfortable to watch this match than most Chris Benoit matches. More so than WrestleMania 20. More so than his Royal Rumble 2004 match. More so than with Randy Orton. And the reason why this is one of the more uncomfortable matches is because Chris Benoit is walking out with Nancy. Yes, Nancy, as woman, is with Benoit by his side in this match against Kevin Sullivan. And it's incredibly uncomfortable to watch this. But it's a solid match nevertheless. A 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Next up, Lex Luger and the Giant. Yeah, Lex Luger was injured, but he comes out at the end. He comes back out at the end. I'll talk more about it. Defeats the Outsiders to become the WCW Tag Team Champions for the night. Because LOL, Dusty finish. Let me tell you something, Daddy. Dusty finish. Nobody wins. Nobody loses, Daddy. Outsiders still Tag Team Champions. Yes, once again, the Outsiders lose the WCW Tag Team Champions for the second pay-per-view in a row. However, they get them back because of a Dusty finish. But anyways, it starts out with a handicap. You have Kevin Nash, you got Scott Hall beating up the Giants. Then becomes 3-on-1 as Six gets involved. But then, Kevin Nash, what makes this a decent match into a good match is Kevin Nash power bombs the Giants, and not the more famous power bomb where at Sold Out 98 where he dumps him on his fucking skull, dumps it on his fucking head or where the fuck. He actually does it successfully. And he does it so gracefully that he actually looked like he tore his quad. Tore both his quads. He didn't, but it looked like he fucking did. And a fucking awesome jackknife powerbomb. Luger gets the hot tag. Luger gets a torture rack on Nash. Giant comes in, chokeslam Scott Hall to make sure everything is right with the world. New tag team champions, but Eric Bischoff strips them the next night on Nitro. So for the second pay-per-view in the row, the Outsiders lose the titles, but no, they don't. They keep the titles tag because of Dusty Finish. All you thought the Steiners were tag champs. No, sorry, Bob. Dusty Finish, daddy. Wrong referee, daddy. You thought Luger and the Giant were tag champs. Luger wasn't 100%, daddy. He wasn't clear to be in the ring. Therefore, it's a disqualification, daddy, and therefore the Outsiders are still tag team champions, daddy. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I give it a 6 out of 10 nevertheless, though. Finally, we have Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, defeating Roddy Piper for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, successfully defending it in this matchup. And this is a decent match. Honestly, I thought their match at Starrcade was good. And a lot of people don't like these two matches. Now, it's their Halloween Havoc match that's the drizzling shits. But this match is actually decent. Except until the finish. And the finish is what cost this match from being a 6 and drops it down to a 4.5. Why the finish? Well, you have Sting and you have Macho Man who comes out. Sting stays back. Macho Man leaves and goes towards the ring. So then Piper locks in his sleeper hold. Now, watch Hogan's hand and watch where his feet lies. Now, they said that Hollywood Hogan got his feet underneath the ropes and therefore would break up the submission. Then Randy Savage comes in, gives Hogan brass knucks or something, knocks out Piper, and then they beat the dog piss as Hogan beats Piper. But watch the sleeper hold. Watch his arm. It comes down 3 times. Watch where Hogan's feet are. They say it's underneath the ropes, but it isn't underneath the ropes. So Hogan loses the match by not losing the match. Roddy Piper is declared the winner and is given the WCW Championship again. But his feet were underneath the ropes, but his feet really wasn't underneath the ropes. And then Savage comes in. They beat the piss out of Piper. And just like how every single WCW pay-per-view has ended since Bash at the Beach, the n.w.o. beats the dog piss out of the hero. Once again. A 4.5 out of 10. Overall, SuperBrawl 7 is a good show. You have 2 awesome openings. You have, actually, the first half of the show, the first half is really fucking good. You have an awesome Cruiserweight title match, an awesome 6-man tag match, a good TV title match, a spectacular US title match, and even a great brawl between Benoit and Sullivan, even though it's uncomfortable. A good tag team title match, even though it had a dusty finish. And a mediocre WCW title match, which I thought was decent until the finish. Overall, SuperBrawl 7 is a good show. A 6 out of 10, but it ends just like every single WCW show. However, Uncensored comes around. And Uncensored will not end the same way as every other WCW show has ended. But we will get some big names. We get, I believe, this is when Dennis Rodman comes into the picture. So, overall, decent show. Anyways, I'll catch you next time. Coming up next, 1997 year in review for the WWF. It's the Go Home Monday Night Raw for WrestleMania 13. And for WCW, it will be uncensored. But after uncensored, we get the first ECW pay-per-view ever and barely legal. A lot of stuff to go on right here. Stay tuned as 1997 Year in Review with me, Dana Rock 08. Bye-bye.